We need to
Start the pod correctly.
I'll fucking start it now, motherfucker.
Start the fucking pod. Jesus Christ.
Don't you start with me, fucker.
Give us a beginning.
Here's the beginning. Here it is. It's starting.
I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
What the hell's going on out here?
Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast, the podcast from the web series The Two Dicks. I'm Al Ducharme, Studio City, California. And that, ladies and gentlemen, to one side of me, depending on what part of the coast you're on, is Al Romas. He's in Skagway, Alaska. He hates Alaska. Tell them why you hate Alaska so much. You keep taking photographs. And before you start, let me just say this. You sent me a video which was meant for your girlfriend. And it went, hey, babe. Hey, baby, I'm in Skagway. Missing you.
Good thing it was that video.
You went total pussy whipped. Total pussy whipped.
I know.
And then you deleted it instantly. You unsent it. Because you knew I was going to give you shit. That's why.
I was getting a cappuccino, and I looked at my phone, and I was like, oh, fuck, it's going to Ducharme. And so once I hit the delete, and then you wrote, don't ever call me baby. I was like, shit. It made it out there. Thank God it wasn't the earlier video. I'll tell you, that wouldn't. Hey, now, that would have been different.
No, I got one. I got that one too. Kelly relayed it to me.
Shit. I'm sloppy.
Hey,
I'm sloppy with my vids.
I'd like to compliment you in your selection of T-shirt wear. Crew neck. Into the AM is the name of the brand. So technically, you and I are matching.
Whoa, we're doing
uniform.
Wow, look at that. Who knew? Look at that.
What color is that one?
Odds of choices of T-shirt. We wore the same T-shirt today. This is I guess a green, sort of a green. If you're on the Patreon, you're seeing it. Same T-shirts. Look at this guy. He copies me. He bought the same shoes I have. He bought the same T-shirts I have.
The T-shirts were coincidental. The shoes were.
Let's talk about the shoes. You want to talk about not pussy whip, but just the gayest text I've ever received by a man. That was the gayest text I've ever received. I'm not even joking around.
You're so homophobic.
Dead serious right now.
You are so homophobic.
You are so gay. It's unbelievable.
So what?
You asked me nine questions about
what if you found out?
shoes.
What if you found out I was gay? Why would that be a problem? Would you? It's called The Two Dicks. Isn't that more appropriate for two gay guys?
I wouldn't be surprised. I would be welcoming you finally accepted the truth and came out. It would be
it wasn't even
a
true.
Miracle day.
It's just I got bored. I've had sex with so many different kinds of women, different colors, sizes,
different colors.
Yeah, I've had them. I've had them all.
Weights.
I'm bored.
You had them all. I've had them all over the world. She was the best.
I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go for a big hairy ass. I'm ready to do it.
Well, I don't have a big hairy ass.
I wasn't talking about you.
I thought you were talking about me. But anyway, let's get back to your text. You saw my shoes in Vegas. I had bought a new pair of like a sneaker shoe, very comfortable. And you mentioned it. And then after that, I got a text from you with 9 fucking questions. Like it was a chick writing to another chick about her shoes. I thought I was like, is he kidding? I think I just wrote back. I don't know what I wrote back, but just gay, something. Are they comfortable? Do you like them? How much are they?
How much are they is a guy thing. What'd you pay for them?
Go on the internet. Fucking look at them. How much are they?
I need the name brand.
What do you mean, how much are they?
They look like rich guys. They look like rich guy shoes, but they're not. They're pretty reasonable, actually.
They're reasonable. They're very comfortable. They're those Gatsby, I believe, is the name.
Is it Pegasus?
I just found them on the internet.
Is it the shoemaker Pegasus, and that's the Gatsby model?
I don't know. I'm not a connoisseur. I just saw a pair of shoes and bought them.
Gatsby.
I'm a dude. I'm a man. I see a pair of shoes, I buy them. I don't fucking know if it's Pegasus or... what do I know?
All right.
I go, those shoes, boom, buy them.
Gotcha.
But John Caponero also, he wanted a pair too, but he didn't ask a million questions. He just said, hey, those are nice. I should get a pair. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You
First,
get a pair.
First of all, get a pair yourself.
Get a pair.
Grow a pair.
That's
First of
right.
all, that was in confidence. I sent that to you a private message, and now you're discussing it
Yes.
publicly. And clearly,
Well, it's
I'm the more
fodder.
sensitive of the two dicks. You know, I'm a
Believe
little bit
me,
more
believe me.
sensitive.
Anything that happens, it's like, oh, that'll be good for the pod. We need something.
I know.
You know what I mean? So, like, oh, that's perfect.
I'm a little bit more in touch
Love it.
with my inner woman than you are.
That's true. That is very true.
Mm-hmm.
No one's arguing.
I cop a feel
Yeah.
every day of myself.
I'm sorry.
I grab a
Oh.
little something. Every
That
day.
seems personal too, if you want to bring that up, but that's all right.
Well, since you
I can't believe we're wearing the same shirt. That's amazing. Did you buy them on where'd you buy them? Amazon?
Of course, I do most of my shopping on Amazon these days because they're all tied in with,
Yeah.
like, I bought some Cole Haan, which Nike bought years ago and changed their entire comfort of their shoes. No break-in period. It's just comfortable, easy step. I upped my wardrobe after the 2 years of that.
Sure.
You know, the 2 years ago, I was going, I got to update my clothes. I just went through all these pictures and those memories come up
Yeah.
on Facebook and whatnot. It's like,
The same
hey,
picture,
here you are.
same
I'm like,
shirt.
I'm wearing the fucking same shirt when the picture comes up. I'm like,
I
oh my
know.
God, that's 6 years ago. So it's really
Yeah.
a 4-year-old shirt because of the 2 years of the pandemic. So I went out and my lady accompanied me, and she likes going shopping with me because she has a big influence over what's hip and what's not.
Mm-hmm.
Hip. I use the
Yeah,
word
it's good.
hip.
You got to bring a girl with you. We don't know what we're doing. And but yeah, I agree with you. Those memories come up and you go, I still have that shirt. I still wear it. And that's probably not very good. And
But having it
the
on
shoes, you know the
as
reason
the picture comes up, it just goes, all right,
Oh,
in the
that's,
trash.
yeah, that's extra
Donate.
weird.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The shoes, I needed. They're very comfortable, so they're great. But I was listening to a podcast. I don't remember whose podcast. I give them credit, and it was two young guys, young comics, and they were talking about working with an older comic who's, you know, when they say older, they mean our age.
They mean our age. Yeah.
And they were talking about the guy wearing the the shirt, the pants, the hard shoe, and it was kind of describing my outfit. Like I was just like, that's exactly what I wear. And they're mock because they're now comics are in t-shirts and ripped jeans. I mean, there's no. When we started, it was like you tried a little bit. You put a jacket maybe or a nice shirt. You tried. Now it's the other way. The whole idea is to look like I don't give a fuck. I just got out of bed and I'm going to do a set, which is fine. I don't care.
But Louis C.K.
But when they were
started that
talking
shit.
about the guy, what's that?
Louis C.K. started doing that when he became famous. He still wore the jeans, the sneakers, the wrinkled T-shirt.
Yeah,
That was his whole image. Letterman
Yeah,
told him.
that's fine.
Letterman told him to
Whatever.
put on a suit when he came on the show. He goes, next time, put on a suit. And he did. And he
And
wore
he
a
did.
suit.
I
He goes,
think he
oh,
did,
nice
right?
suit. He goes, yeah, last time I was here, you told me to go buy a suit, put on a suit. So I did, and here it is.
Right. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong. You can wear whatever's comfortable. Like I'm doing a taping next week. Open bar, which is the opposite of dry bar. Dry bar, which you probably have seen, everyone's seen, is these clean. Go to Utah.
Mormon
Don't say
producers.
damn. Don't say hell. Ugh. It's really, really strict. Very, very strict. I mean, hell is something they can't say. And there's a guy in Florida who created Open Bar, where he's filming people who've been around a while, who do not have a special. And he's like, just do your thing. We're not saying be clean. And he's got the open. So it's going to be an app with you can buy the special. He's going to cut them up. And it's similar to Dry Bar. But my point is, I'm thinking, like, what do I wear for this thing? Do I dress like a 30-year-old or do I dress like my age? I don't know what to wear, to be honest.
I think
you know
a
what I mean? Like, do I go
hybrid.
t-shirt, jeans?
A hybrid is right in
I don't know.
between. It's right in between. If you can figure it out, and instead of a jacket or a sport coat, try to do something that's a little bit more youthful without trying. I have a couple of the throwbacks. They have no collar, but they're zippered. And
Right.
I think your new shoes are good because they are a sneaker shoe. But the sneaker shoe is
Those,
all
that's
the
what
rage.
I have so far.
White leather
So
sneakers,
I'll
you
be
can't go
naked
wrong.
with those shoes on.
Yeah.
I got those shoes. And socks. That's about it right now.
Yeah, you're going to get a lot of views.
But I don't want to look like a guy trying to look young, and I don't want to look also like outdated.
Right.
But I need the tape for corporate. So the jacket idea is like in my head going, maybe wear a jacket and do clean stuff up front so they can cut it. I have clips for today, clean, but I don't know.
The right color,
the
right color and tailored jacket. But I know you're a cheapo, and that's why your girlfriend's not in Skagway with you.
What?
What?
Cheap? How dare you? What cheap?
You took her to Napa, and that's it. You said, that's good. You're good for 5 years.
Why is that 5 years? That was only 5 months ago.
What I'm saying is you should have taken her to Alaska. Has she ever been?
Well, you can't take guests right now to Alaska. And
on the contrary.
I
Is that
didn't
what you told her?
They went, nah, yes, that's what I've heard. That's the latest I've heard. I hear both things, and I don't know what's true.
Some of the cruise lines are allowing. There was a mass email.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I'm not going to say which ones,
but she has a job.
I don't want to make a mistake.
She has a job. It would be difficult for her to just take off a week at every, whenever I go somewhere. But anyway, getting back to the clothes.
5 months ago, she's
so yeah,
due.
that's my dilemma.
She's due.
I don't know what a jacket, a shirt. The untucked buttoned shirt. That seems.
If you're gonna
outdated.
do the untuck button shirt, don't do the fucking dress. Don't do it where it's way below your. Do it like just where it's just below your belt buckle, maybe. Untuck it. Untuck it is actually a name brand. I have a couple of them, and they're made for that in between. It's not too short. It's not too long.
Right.
But something that's going to make you skew a little bit more relatable to, that 25 to 60-year-old, and that's and if you can do that by making a couple of small, things. Again, a nice dressed sneaker shoe, which you just purchased, put on your Gatsby's, and I'm telling you, man, I just dropped some coin on the whole wardrobe here, and
yeah,
it's all of that.
Where'd you go?
I went to a combination of places. I went to one of the department stores, the higher end ones, and I got some Ted Baker stuff. I also went to Lululemon because I like their pants, and then I went to some in between places and just, I like that shirt. Try it on. My wife's like, you got to try it on.
Right.
Dude, I even went to fucking TJ Maxx or something and just went through all the shit. You can find them. I found a Theory, which is a high-end shirt for like $69, at one of the high-end stores, Neiman Marcus. What's the other high-end stores they have?
Dillard's?
No.
Is no, I don't know. Saks?
Yeah, Saks Fifth Avenue. Those higher end stores. The same shirt was like $275. So I looked for imperfections. I tried it on. Flawless.
It was imperfected. It was not perfect.
What I'm saying is
$69.
I did pay, but when I see something, if I like something, I put it on. My wife goes, "Get that," and I'm like, I don't spend this much money on clothes. She goes, "Get it," and then I know it's a hit.
I know. We don't do that. It's weird. There's guys like women will buy clothes, or like men. I don't know, men with me, and we just look at it like, I got clothes. I'm good. But then the years go by, and then suddenly you wear it the same.
You're out of style.
It's been 8 years, and because I literally pack. I'll do like 4 black shirts, a couple pairs of pants, and I'm good. And I don't know where Alfred left. He just left the podcast. Oh, he left. Look, you're on the Patreon. You notice he's gone. I like to fill in the Patreon. I mean, the non-Patreon. The Patreon are seeing. They know what's happening, but the other people, they need to know when you vanish the pod or not. So yeah, there they are. What are the? It's hard to see with your background, but
Yeah.
there we go.
That's
Those
Ted,
are the those are
those are
the
Ted
new.
Baker, and they're like
Mm,
an olive with
nice.
white. They're really nice. They're super comfortable, but they're not for everybody. But these are the type of
Right.
sneakers now, dress sneakers that you could wear with a suit. And you'll see a lot of guys on ESPN. The athletes will come on as guests, and they're wearing like a suit, and they're all busting out of them like they're Superman. But they have those really nice, high-end, rich guy sneakers. And I bought three
Right.
pairs of them.
Nice.
You know.
Nice.
I
All
will
right.
have these
Well, I
in
don't know if
10
you helped
years.
me or
You're going to
not.
see them though.
I'm sure of that.
These are on sale. They were on sale.
So no. So what are you saying? Jacket or not? You think I go jacket? Because I want this also. You know, we do these corporate gigs, and to send a tape wearing a jacket, so it's good. It's a good look because you're like, oh, I want to perform in front of your group. It can't be in a t-shirt or some shit. You know what I mean?
If you get the tailored or slim cut, it's a more or athletic cut. It just contours a little bit better. It looks a little bit more youthful, if you want to use that.
Yeah.
Younger
Sure.
man, but not where it's going to say, "Hey," because it's still a suit jacket, so you're still going to have that
right.
adult feel, but with a little flair to it. And I have a couple of Ted Baker suits as well. I bought them in
Yeah, I don't want
Canada.
to go
You were just in
suit.
Canada. You should have bought it there because the U.S. dollar.
I'm back again Friday.
So I
I'm
got
back there
I
Friday.
got like a $1,200 suit for like, I don't know what it was, like $575 or something. But this is a few years ago. But it looks great.
Yeah. But I don't want to do a suit in in a comedy club and a taping and
No,
I don't know.
I'm just saying the jacket I can
it's
wear.
all
I
over
can
the
wear it as a suit,
Yeah.
or I can just wear the jacket because it's tailored and and then you can get it personally tailored. On top of that, you have it take
Right.
it in here and there. But
in my
there it is.
crotch. Bring in
In
that
your-
crotch.
bring in the crotch. Stick
Bring
a
it
sock,
in. It's always a problem.
Stick a gym sock
Yeah.
in there, and old school.
They're not used to that kind of girth, so they always freak a little bit. And I go, I know. It's a
I
fucking
know.
trouser snake. You know,
I know,
it gets to be a bit much. But
Yeah, you got to take the
well, that
GWB.
will
You can't
feed
go through the
into-
tunnel. I get it.
You're now. Let's talk about this because what are you going to wear for this kind of it? You're going to be inducted into the what is it? Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame.
You got it.
Is
That's
that what we're doing?
Exactly what it is.
Rhode
12
Island Comedy Hall of Fame. And what does Al Ducharme wear for that night? What's he rocking that night in the induction?
I may wear those
All the press is there.
Ted Baker
big
dress
night.
sneakers that I just showed you.
Right.
I may wear those. I'll wear probably a Lululemon dark pants. Unless you go all out and get crazy fucking tuxedo as a joke, like a funny tuxedo. But I'll probably wear those with dark Lululemon pants and then one of my tailored jackets that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But that's a
All
little
right.
bit different.
I think we're
I'm
gonna have
not
a whole new.
I'm not trying to get, appeal
No,
to
I
the young. Most of the people that are going to be there are going to be, they're going to be like 40 and older because they're all my friends and
Right,
family.
family, friends, and yeah. Well, we got a lot of new listeners, I bet, from this episode because this is our fashion episode, and it's a very special fashion. Oh, if people can get into what we're wearing, holy shit!
Itchy ear, man.
People bailed 5 minutes. They're like, what the fuck? These two are talking about clothes now? Jesus
Oh,
Christ!
boy.
So tell us a little about the. By the way, we have a question today.
Ooh,
A rare
very excited
question
about
has
that.
floated in. But tell us about the Hall of Fame. This is a big deal. How did this happen? How long has it been around? The nominating committee. How does it all
of that.
tell us?
Local comedian in Rhode Island, Joe Hebert. We call him Rockin' Joe. He started this 12 years ago. This is his baby. But it was on a bit of a hiatus because of the pandemic. So I believe Charlie Hall is a local personality and comedian as well. Will be hosting my event. Was
I
the
remember
first,
him.
Yes, was the first inductee.
Hmm.
And he was also, Tom Cotter and I have both said this publicly. He's kind of our mentor. He's the one who really pushed us to do the stand-up comedy, encouraged us, invited us to come down to a comedy club that he was
That
running with Frank
motherfucker.
O'Donnell.
He's responsible.
He's the guy. They started
Son of a
the
bitch.
comedy at Periwinkle's Arcade in
Hmm.
downtown Providence. They made a deal with one of the owners, Mike Kent of the Kent Co. brothers. They had a bunch of restaurants and bars, and they got them to do an amateur night and then do a full-time comedy club on the weekends. And that's where I cut my teeth. So I kudos to those guys. They're still doing it after all these years. And Frank, I'm sure will be there. Frank is actually going to be interviewing me via phone for the newspaper in Newport, Rhode Island. I just did one for the Cranston Herald. I'm doing a big press release, and we're very excited about it. The Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame, Ruth Buzzy from, 86-year-old Ruth Buzzy from Laugh-In from the 1970s, 1960s, 70s, whatever that was. She was just inducted because she was from Westerly, Rhode Island, or was raised there or born there. I'm not quite sure, but she accepted. And Tom Cotter, of course, was inducted, I think, year 2 or 3. They've asked me, this is the third time they've asked me, and I was able to do it because of my schedule. I was in Europe one time doing a Heineken tour, and another time I was just booked. I don't remember what it was, but I'm doing the Nantucket Comedy Festival on July 13th through the 16th. Then I'll do a gig on the Cape called The Music Room with Bernadette Pauley. Then we go to, where are we going after that? I think we go right to Rhode Island and do the 22nd and 23rd. I'm fucking this all up. I'll fix it. July 22nd, 23rd at the Comedy Park, a brand new comedy club in my hometown of Cranston. So how apropos for me to go there and be inducted into the Comedy Hall of Fame, which is now their home inside the club. Very exciting. We are doing another room up in Barnard, Vermont, right outside of Woodstock, Vermont. And that's going to be on Saturday. Yeah, Barnard. Barn and Nard. Right. That's going to be July 9th, Saturday, July 9th, with Vicky Ferrantino, Bernadette Pauley, and myself. There it is. I got it all out. Woo!
Sounds good, man. Sounds exciting. Is there a bit like it's in the club, the Hall of Fame? I mean, is there an actual Hall of Fame? Can I go and see a bust of Tom Cotter? Can I see a bust of Al Ducharme? Will I see
You're a bust guy.
Comedy highlights from their careers? Will I read bios? And will you have a shirt you'll be giving to the hall? This shirt I wore in 1997 on a great show I did. Will there be that microphone from the podcast? Are you going to donate that to the Hall of Fame? And you know what I mean? That's how you got to give them things. They always ask for things.
Sure. I will.
Okay.
I'm going to go through it, as a matter of fact. There is.
Nice.
I haven't been there, but this is a movie theater, a second-run movie theater. Originally, back in the day when it was built in the 1910, it was like vaudeville and then silent movies, and then they went to talkies.
Right.
And it was a big place.
That ruined Rudy Valley's life.
Valentino?
Oh, Valentino. Yes, Rudolph Valentino.
Rudolph. Yeah.
Those fucking talkies. Because he had a high-pitched voice. And people went, what the hell? That's this great romantic lover lead. Hi, girls.
Hi, girls. What's going on?
It's over.
Pee Wee Herman.
The talkies.
SpongeBob.
Hey, ladies.
Wow.
Hi, Patrick.
I do voices.
Not very well, but yes, you do. But that's the Hall of Fame can decide what they want to choose for, their
Well,
induction.
again,
Will you give a speech or will you give a wait,
Yeah.
another question? I got another
No,
question.
no.
Will you do a
I'm just saying-
speech? Do you do stand up? Like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they give a speech, then they play. Will you
Yes.
give a speech and then give
Yes.
us some candle store? Will you give us a little little that kind of thing?
You're a
Will you do a
troublemaker.
bit?
You're a troublemaker.
I'm asking. I'm asking.
The induction will happen first. I'll have
Yes.
some of my comedians from my past and present involved.
Who's inducting you?
Joe Ebert, the
Okay.
creator of the Hall of Fame, and
Gotcha.
Charlie Hall is hosting.
Okay.
So we'll do all that, the ceremonies, and then go right into stand-up comedy, along with Bernadette Pauly and myself, and I'll close the whole damn thing out. But the movie
So you
theater
do a
itself.
full show.
The movie theater itself.
You have to do a
has-
full set on
Okay.
that.
Okay, stop. The theater
I just
itself
wanna know.
has two, like a 1,000-seat venue down below, and then the comedy club is
That's too big.
160 seats.
Ah, it's better. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to get
So-
crazy here. Yeah.
So that's the deal, and I'm excited about it. Honored.
Well, it sounds great. It sounds great. Congratulations. How many people are in? Who do we name some? My fucking microphone. I hate this goddamn setup. How many inductees do we have in the rock and roll? I mean, in the Rhode Island Comedy Hall of Fame.
I believe I'm the 12th. So
Do we know? Do we know the other 11?
I just mentioned Ruth Buzzy, Tom Cotter,
Right.
Charlie Hall.
Three.
He was the first.
Yeah.
But
Right.
Frank
else?
O'Donnell. Someone turned it down. Maybe Frank turned it down. I don't know. Somebody turned it down. Don't pressure me, man. There's
All right.
others.
I just
There's-
thought maybe
well, there's
you'd know.
the most famous would be Tom Cotter and Ruth Buzzy.
Okay.
Farrelly brothers are being invited.
Rhode Island guys. Yes.
Yes, the Farrelly brothers.
Yes.
I don't know if it's happening next year, and that's a spoiler alert because that's in negotiation. There's contact has been made, and not through me, by the way, because I have a indirect line through Jackie Flynn because Peter and Jackie are tight.
Gotcha.
Farrelly.
He's on top.
Yeah,
Jackie's on top, or Peter? Peter probably.
I
yeah.
think they switch off. That's why it's a nice balance.
Ooh, nice. That's Rhode Island style. That's what they call that
That's what
back
they
in
call.
I remember. Yeah.
So they will be
Yeah.
the biggest.
Well, it's all very exciting. Ruth Buzzy, will she be there for this?
Unknown.
be
She's
there? Will she-
86 and she lives in Westerly, Rhode Island, which is in the southwest corner on the
know.
border of Connecticut, which you're familiar with because you used to pass.
I used to
through
go
it.
there as a kid. Westerly, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the happening town of Westerly. But Ruth Buzzy was hilarious back in the day. People listening to us probably don't even remember who she is, but laughing. And if you ever look at clips, she's the old lady, I believe. I'm hoping
With
this is
Artie
Ruth Buzzy,
Johnson,
right? She's the old
yes.
lady on the bench, and
And she smacks
he
him with
kind
her
of
purse.
wants to pick her
Hey,
up. Yeah,
Hey,
she always had
what
some.
do you say we go through my yard and run through the sprinkles? I mean?
And she hits him with a purse, and
She wallops.
and it's the same bit every week.
Yes.
and it works somehow. Every week it works.
You wanted to. You were waiting for it because he was a pervert on the. He was like a 98-year-old pervert on the Artie Johnson. He had the white hair. He looked like Albert Einstein, and he had the cane. And she's sitting on the park bench. Is she knitting or something? She's doing. I think she's knitting.
Yeah, maybe knitting.
Something crochet. And then he goes, "Oh, and he's a pervert. What do you say? I take you over to my garage and have a look under your hood." Just all innuendo.
There.
Stuff that wouldn't
Yeah.
fly today, even
Stay-
as soft as it was.
No. Well, imagine writing a bit today. The guy's a pervert sitting on a bench. They're like, nope, can't do it. Can't do that. Can't do that. But I love the fact on those shows, it was the same bit. They didn't change. They didn't even try to change it. Every week, Artie Johnson gets hit.
He had to
by
come up
Ruth
with
Buzzy
three
in the
of them,
purse.
right? 3 or 4.
Three jokes or innuendo.
He gets
and
walloped
then
3
she hits him.
times, and then she knocks him out. Then she wallops him like 8 times in a row until he falls over, passed out.
And then they go, laughing was cool though, because it was the
Hip.
God, I guess early 70s. But it was all they got into the quick cut before anyone.
Right.
So they would end that scene, and then you'd see Nixon go, sock it to me, Lenny. And Lenny Schultz would hit him with a pie, and it was fast. So if you didn't like something, it was out of there in 30 seconds anyway. It wasn't like Saturday Night Live where you go, this scene is 6 minutes, for God's sake, or this sketch. They moved it along, they had celebrities of the day appear on there, which was great.
But they were not doing it in front of a live
people
audience.
like that.
It was all canned laughter, and they had the luxury of editing, so they could do many takes.
A lot of editing.
And if a scene was, they probably said scene's got to be 90 seconds or less, or 2 minutes tops. And then if you went 3, they would just cut a minute out in editing. Whereas Saturday Night Live is live. The interstitials they have on Saturday Night Live are all produced, and they are doing more of those now. But even some of those are long-winded. I'm like, all right, it's funny, and they got the joke in twice.
Yeah.
Why is it going on for another minute?
Yeah, I was talking to somebody about that recently, where Saturday Night Live, and it's like, it really is for teenagers. Like, like when you're a teenager, you're into it, the cast, that's your cast. And then as you age, you can still look at it, but like, I don't really watch it anymore. I don't know who's on it. And it's like, well, why'd that happen? But you just age. And like, to me, my cast, pretty much the original with Bill, not the Chevy Chase, but with Bill Murray and, those guys, and then Aykroyd, and that was, but now I don't really know who's on it. I don't watch it. I'm not saying it's not funny. It probably is, but I just don't, You get to a point, you just go, I don't really watch SNL anymore. It's like, it really is for like a teenager.
Well, when we became full-time stand-up
19,
comedians
20.
and we weren't recording it on our VCRs, I never saw Saturday Night Live anymore because I was always on stage somewhere.
No.
Or coming home.
You're working.
Yeah.
That's right.
So, and then people would say, well, I'm recording it on my VCR. And then they did it on their, what was the next one after that? The DVR. Then it was that.
DVR.
I'm like, I don't want to do all that. I want to see it. But now you can just go on YouTube and watch the funniest sketches of the show.
Right. I used to do the DVR when I'd watch like the Will Ferrell years. Those were always good, that kind of thing. But you're right. It's all now. I think that's how everybody watches everything now anyway, is clips on YouTube. I don't think people at 11:30 watch Jimmy Fallon. They just go to YouTube the next and look at a clip, 3 minute. Oh, we had that. That was good. Whatever. But I can't imagine anyone really sitting down at 11:30 to watch the Tonight Show. It seems a little
because
strange.
It's the luxury of editing. They can put the funniest moments of the entire show. If it's an hour or a 90-minute show, they can go, okay, and there's like 3 really funny minutes. Put that up first.
And they've got it down where each segment is like 4 minutes now. It's exactly, so you can go to YouTube and you'll have 3 segments with the guest, and it's perfectly edited, and it's 4 minutes, and it works. I mean, that's why, like we talked about another time, if someone said Tonight Show or Joe Rogan, there's no competition anymore. As a comic, I mean, you'd be on the Joe Rogan tomorrow. You wouldn't be on the Tonight Show if you had a choice.
Yeah, bigger audience.
I know.
Joe Rogan's $200 million. We found out it wasn't $100 million. It was 200, all said and done. Versus a talk show host getting, 6 to 15 million a year.
Yeah, and viewers. I'm talking about viewers and listeners.
No, Joe Rogan.
I mean, it's not even close. It's not close.
People are in their cars listening. You don't have to watch it. And you have the luxury of watching the video one as well.
Right. And in the old days, a Tonight Show appearance changed your life. But nowadays, if you go on Rogan, if you or I went on, our life is different tomorrow. I mean, just literally, it's different.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're drawing the line of, yes, when you went on the Tonight Show, if you went on the Tonight Show, your career
and killed.
could change. Yeah, and you did well.
If you kill,
I looked
you
at some of
kill.
them. I see people they do good, they do well, and they get a lot of work because of the credit. The ones that killed did very
Right.
well. The ones that were invited over to the couch, that was it. You were
That was it.
anointed. You got your own deals. You were booked up for the
Yes.
next 2 years. Crazy.
Right.
You
Yeah.
went
Did
from
you ever hear that
obscurity
Spade story
to
where
household. Go ahead.
David Spade was on his first time, and then he had a great set, and then he was so nervous he didn't look over, and Johnny was like, like applauding, like you could come over, and he was just freaked, and he
Oh.
turned and went up through the curtain. He missed it, and then they were backstage, and the stage manager was like, "You were supposed to go over and talk to Johnny. He was waving you over," and he was just like, "Fuck, I didn't know. I just had to get out of there." I was freaked out.
Oh.
Yeah, he missed the.
It worked out though. It worked out for him.
It worked out okay for him, yeah. But yeah, that would be crazy.
Can
Looking
you
at
imagine
it
how he
later
felt
at
for the
11th,
next
going,
month?
Oh,
Just
fuck.
like waking up in the middle of the
Yeah.
night. No.
Yeah. Yeah, then the camera goes back to Johnny. I forget who the guest was, and then Johnny and the guy, they're like, funny kid. It's just like, I guess he doesn't need to come over and chat with me.
That's the clip.
Okay.
I guess he's got bigger things to do.
Funny
Bigger
kid.
fish to fry. Johnny
Exactly.
goes, that's it.
Hey.
I guess the show is. I'm like, oh, is it time for? Woo!
Questions. Yeah, man. Always nice when a question pops into the home office, and I don't have my old envelope. I used to do an envelope back in the day, but now we just write it
Well,
down.
supply
And
lines.
yeah, fucking thanks. Well, what is it? Let's go, Brandon, or whatever the dumb shit is. Is that it? Let's go, Brandon. I think
Yeah,
so. That
the
means-
funniest
yeah.
ones are the pictures of the President Biden on the gas pumps.
Oh,
Thank you,
right.
Brandon, because of the price.
Yeah.
Between $5.50 and $7 a gallon. And fucking Trump called that too,
Crazy.
you know. Isn't that wild? You ever hear that clip? Joe Biden becomes president,
Well,
you're
you're
gonna be
a
paying
Trump.
$5, $6, $7 a gallon. Come on, man. It's legit. He fucking nailed it.
All right, Trump guy. I get
I'm
it.
not a Trump
That's cool.
guy. You know I'm not a Trump guy.
Whatever. MAGA. Okay.
I go back to, was Trump wrong on 100% of all the things that he did? And I say no.
No, he was not.
Did I vote for him? No, I didn't.
No, he wasn't. But,
But-
he was not wrong. You're right. And,
But
and
my friends and lefties and hard lefties, I'm a centrist, by the way. We're all like, everything he's doing is. I'm like,
Good to know.
well, I kind of like his foreign policy. I like that. You know, it's like, you're a fucking Trump. I'm like an American.
Right. No,
I'm making a decision who I want to vote for. I like to get all the information. And before I cast my
Right.
vote, and as I already admitted, I did not vote for him. But he's probably going
but
to be
it
president.
used to be
again.
a secret. It used to be a secret ballot, and no one knew, and it was that's the way it was. And only with Trump, it's become a thing where, oh, you're a Trump guy. It's like, no, and I agree. I mean, I didn't like the guy at all. I never liked him. The whole time, in the 80s, 90s, the whole thing, he's a joke. But yeah, there's things he was right. I mean, what are you going to do? And comparatively, I mean, I don't want him as president again, but
He might be.
this guy's not the answer. Let's be
No,
honest. This
no,
guy's not the answer.
No, the mummy.
Let's be honest.
The
Let's be
no,
honest.
Biden.
He's not the answer. Hey, man, he's not the answer.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
It's a mess. It really is.
It's a
Here's the
disaster.
thing.
I mean,
I conditioned myself
you know.
to accept Trump for another 4 years. I'm going, he's going to win. He's going to win again. And you know what? 4 more
Well-
years. And then it's going to be, you have to have somebody else unless they go 12 years Republican. And I'm
yeah,
like,
but it's going to be set up for him so beautifully because as long as his health holds out, he's going to run. And all he has to do is take this economy, which is in the fucking shitter, and make it a little. And within 6 months, everyone's going to go, "This guy's the greatest president we've ever had." When gas goes to
I will
$3
say that my
and the stock market goes up, we're going to be happy. You
my
know?
retirement portfolio was very much a Trump supporter.
How's it looking?
Woo! Well, it looks like I'm not going to be retiring anytime soon.
Good God, Magnum. Holy shit. Yeah, there's so I mean, think about it. It's so set up for him beautifully. He can look like a hero within the first year. Because he'll
Well,
get it down.
he
He'll,
could
he'll
look like
make
a
deal
hero.
and get fucking oil and shit.
He could have looked like a hero
I know.
to handle the pandemic. He would have come out a hero and easily.
Maybe he could
been
have wore a
invited-
mask and stopped it. Yeah.
Invited
Yeah.
back to the White House. Yeah.
The bleach idea, maybe not the best.
He made it.
I'm
He
not a
made it.
doctor,
He made a
but,
decision. But the Donald Trump president in front of the camera versus the Donald Trump behind closed doors, two different people. He got the vaccine. He did it all.
Sure.
You know,
Of course.
he had the special drugs.
That's what I never understood. I never really understood the whole Fox News team. They're all vaccinated, and they're telling people
Don't get vaccinated.
Well, you're
Because they all-
vaccinated.
Yeah, because they have 7-figure
What are we doing here?
paychecks. Number one,
Right, but what are we doing here?
there could. Well, that's
You
the whole
got
thing of the contradiction of it. To believe me,
What the fuck? Why are we,
CNN
why are we
makes me
not getting
puke now. I used to love CNN
I don't
when
watch any of it.
When Ted Turner was running that cable company news.
Yeah, it was great.
In
Larry
the 80s.
King at
Oh
9
my
o'clock.
God,
It was great.
uh,
It's great.
Bernard Shaw. I mean, it was news.
Well, you had journalists. They had
Journalists,
Ted Turner hired journalists.
not
Now,
opinionated.
These guys just read. They read the prompter and they stay with their their views. It's left, okay, but it's I don't know. I don't believe any of it, so I don't watch any of it anymore. I
Well,
don't watch
CNN has
MSNBC
turned
or
into a
CNN.
Fox, if you ask me.
Yeah, on the other side, right?
Well, it's all,
But I don't
it's all
understand either.
corporation money.
I never understood Trump got the vaccine. I give him credit. It was fast. He got it. And yet his people, his followers don't want, like I can see if Biden gave us the vaccine, then all the MAGA people go, fuck that. But this is your guy.
There's a lot.
Like, why are you not
I
getting it?
believe.
I don't
I
get it.
believe there's a lot
get it.
of
I
Magnus
don't get it.
Trump supporters. There's all different categories too, conservative and hardcore right wingers. There's a bunch of them that have gotten the vaccine and don't say they have. My belief.
Yeah, you're probably right. But what is the point of if your guy got us this thing? Why are you not
Warp speed.
behind it and proud of it? I mean, it's your guy. He wanted it. He's like, we should call it the Trump vaccine. All right, call it the Trump vaccine if that'll work. But
Why not? Obamacare.
I don't know. I don't
Trump
understand.
vaccine. Warp speed, baby.
Yeah,
Again, warp
I
speed.
don't get it. I don't
Another
get-
thing I thought was great. He threw
Warp speed?
billions into warp speed and said and proved it. Signed it. Went warp speed. Let's go.
yeah.
He booed
Well,
Trump
as a
at
president,
a rally, at his own rally. They booed him when he said, "I got the vaccine. It's good. You should get it."
this is what I don't understand. It's their guy saying it.
Hmm.
If Biden said, "I get it, boo, you suck," this is our guy. Like, wouldn't you think they'd be like, "That's the vaccine. Our guy did this." No, they're like, "No, it has." Like Justin Bieber has Bell's palsy in his face. You know why? He's vaccinated. It's like, wait, so Bell's palsy didn't exist before vaccinations?
It's Bell
What are we doing?
palsy, by the way. But it's okay.
Whatever.
Yes.
Yes,
No, I
thank
know.
you.
I have friends that have gotten the Bell's palsy. I gave
Me too,
Bernadette
and-
ball palsy because her last name is Pauly. I gave her ball Pauly. I put my nut sack right in her. Wow. Okay, that failed. Look at you. You're looking at me like this is my fucking partner. Really?
No, I like watching you go down in flames. You're a Hall of Famer, for God's sake. You don't get to see a Hall of Famer.
Sorry.
A Hall of Famer taking a
Woo,
a big whiff like
nosedive.
that. It's
Yeah.
it's refreshing.
I want to get the
hey, by
bombing
the
out of the
way-
way. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just did an accent, and I'm going to get canceled. What's the question?
That was offensive. I'm triggered. Here we go. We got a question, and this came on the Instagram. So we have Instagram, And if you ever want to ask a question, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you like, you ask it, we answer right away. We come back with that goddamn thing instantly. And the reason for that is we don't get many questions. Okay, here we go. Ready? Who, this is a good one. I thought this was good. Who is the funniest comic you ever worked with? Funniest comic you ever worked with?
Not
And doesn't have to be, I'm going to go like
us.
not famous, just
Yes.
anyone, not us, but anyone. Who was where you were maybe a night or a week and went, that was the greatest. And he might not be the greatest comic, but the
Right.
greatest night, week, whatever.
I have a few of them, but the one name that always comes to mind, and you may have heard me say it before on the pod, Don Gavin, out of Boston. Donald Gavin,
Right.
still to this day, would make us cry. He was one of our mentors as well. And some of us, Jackie Flynn is very influenced by his style. Quick, boom, boom, boom. Laughs per minute. But Don is definitely up there. And there's probably 4 or 5 of them that would just, I could see them do the same bit over and over again, and I'd howl just as much. Great time. Great working with
I
him.
think Gavin's a great one. That guy's he's been like, you could ask that question 10 years ago, 20 years ago. He's been at a high level for a very long time. A lot of guys lose it. They're not the same. They don't work it. He's working all the time, and he's,
Isn't he
he's
like
hilarious.
70? Isn't he 70 or something like that?
God, I'd say at least, right? I mean,
Right? 72 or something?
I don't know. Yeah. He does the ships, but he does the theater. 2 shows. That's it.
That's it.
Sit down on a chair. I'm not fucking doing that comedy club nonsense.
And he
not
tells
doing
the
18
passengers
shows.
from the stage, listen, I like to sit out by the pool and read. And if you think you're going to come up to me and talk to me about it, no, stay the hell away from me. And he means it. He goes, and I mean it. And they're laughing. Oh, that guy's so funny. And he goes, no, he really means it. Stay away from me. And people do. He goes, what? Did you see my show last night? What did I say? Stay away from me.
He's got such funny joke, like they stick in my head, and they're not even like the greatest jokes but his delivery and the joke is so funny, and it just like things pop in my head all the time when if I hear like anything, I remember that recently I was in the grocery store and I saw saltines, and that the Gavin joke popped right in my head. I mean, it was low salt. I think it was no salt. Saltines, because those are teens.
It's just simple.
Why? That's hilarious. Those are teens is so fucking funny. And yet, so yeah, he's a great one.
He has so many quick ones. He always says something about whoever he's working with too. So he goes, yeah. So Al Ducharme and I driving up to the gig tonight. Then he goes, hey Don, you're speeding. He goes, well, fuck you. You are too. I said it wrong, but I said, fuck you. You are too. In other words, the passenger is going the same speed. It's just little throwaways.
Yeah. When we were in Vegas, I thought about him all with the and the joke. I'll let you, if you know it, do the punchline with a little Gavin voice. The big signs outside on the strip. Gambling problem? Call us. And he goes, so I called them. And you want to do it? You know the joke?
Yeah, I know the joke. Let me see if I can hammer it out here. I've got a 10 and a 5, and the dealer is showing an ace. What do I do? Do I take a hit? Something like that.
Yes.
Gamblers
yes,
Anonymous.
I
always thought he should tag with that.
Rico.
It's a lot of Puerto Ricans. I don't know how they can afford it.
A lot of Puerto Ricans.
And it's bordering on offensive too, because he's not being. He goes, I got a phone bill.
No.
I got a phone bill, $1,200. I'm like, who is calling India for 2 hours? So I called out to my roommate. I said, "Hey, Punjab, is this you?" Is this yours?
Uh,
And it's all
oh,
bordering
come
line
on.
offensive,
That's-
but it's not that old school is an excuse.
Yeah.
It's if you break it down, it's not offensive. He's saying he's living with an
No,
Indian
no.
guy. I love Indian guys. I live with one.
Punjab. You're living with Punjab. Yeah. Yeah.
He's saying a lot of Puerto Ricans. He's pointing out a fact. He's in Puerto Rico, so he's playing on
sure.
his stupidity and his ignorance of going
Yeah.
somewhere and seeing a lot
And
of
it worked.
yeah.
And it works. It's
So
like
it's
if you do it
self-deprecating
well,
in a way, you
it's
know?
almost like, yeah, if you do it well, you could be a pain in the ass and just go to a show, want to be offended. Okay. But when you hear it like that from a real pro deliver it, I don't think anyone's going, oh, it's a Puerto Rican slam or he's
No,
and that
his-
joke is 8 seconds.
His
He's on
audience
to
is-
another joke now.
Yeah.
He just keeps moving.
He had, and his audience
Oh,
is
he's so
mixed.
funny.
Yeah. So it's all good.
Yeah. I would say of mine, the funniest, I mean, I work with great comics over the years, of course, but the funniest weekend I ever worked, where it was like crying, laughing, nonstop. I was
that
lucky
was a whole
early
week,
on to
you and
open
I.
for Jim Carrey.
Oh, wow. Okay.
On Long Island, back the weekend before Ace Ventura opened.
Wow.
I worked with him at Governor's, Levittown, and he had just done Letterman and talked about the movie coming out. And then Will Lee, the bass player, he came down and he was hanging out, and we did 5 shows, and they were crazy. I mean, he was just off In Living Color, so he was doing Fire Marshal Bill and all this wild shit, man, and doing like really cool, just fucking around. Like, I don't give a shit. And it was hysterical. I mean, I've never really laughed like that for 5 shows where you just go, that's ridiculous. And then the week after Ace Ventura opened and he was, boom, he was,
Huge.
superstar.
That was it.
But it was a known, he sold tickets, but it was Governor's, 5 shows.
Right.
I don't know if they were all sold out.
A comedy
Pretty
club.
close.
300
But-
seats, maybe.
But a week after that, then
Forget
he
it.
didn't really do stand up. He quit. He wasn't doing much stand up anymore after that. But that was, for me, I would say Jim Carrey or The Week in Vegas with Al Ducharme. I think those are the 2 probably. My 2, yeah.
I thought you were going to say
I'd
a
say-
week on The
I'd say so.
Allure with the birth of the web series, The Two Dicks, with the interrogation episode. All on YouTube.
Well, that was a good one. All on YouTube, The Two Dicks. Our very first one, which I was saying last episode on the podcast. I look back fondly on. I'm sure you do too. You edited that thing in about a few hours, and it was a pretty simple, a camera and a door. That's all we needed. And now we
gotta
have
get back to the basics,
multiple
man, because
guest stars. That's what I'm
yeah.
saying, man.
I have for 2 weeks now. I have
Yes.
I have like 14 scenes, 6 people. I got a green
Right.
screen. Some of it's not going to work. Some of it I got to zoom in on your eyeball so I can cut everything else out behind you. But I resigned to the fact that I'm not going to get to this until I get on a ship, which is I leave tomorrow morning, which this will already air. So I'll actually be on the Symphony of the Seas, and I'll be doing all my editing during the day.
Well, you'll have time out there. Yeah, that's one good thing about cruising. If you have like a project or some work to do, it's a good time to do it. You get shows at night, but otherwise you got the day. Do you know who you're working with? Any idea at this point?
I don't look into those things like other people do.
I don't either. I don't either.
Either someone reaches out to me and says, "Hey, we're working together," or somebody not on the ship will say, "Hey, you're working with so and so. Did you know that?" I'm like, "No, I didn't." "And why do you know?" and sometimes they don't even answer me.
I think
I'm
we're
like,
a little.
why do you know? Why are you? Oh, it says your internet connection is unstable. Let's find out why that is.
Yeah, we're
Is that
unstable,
yours or
buddy.
mine?
It's probably mine. I'm in Skagway. You're at home. I'm assuming it's me. But
Okay.
we've been battling through it. I say we punch through this thing, and then
Okay.
I'll be back next week. I'll be home. I get home. I'm leaving here. When am I leaving here? I'm back in Seattle Monday, so I'll be home. Well, I get home at midnight, I believe, after midnight Monday. So actually Tuesday. But then I'm home a bit. I got a home. Actually, we're going to be now. I was going to look into it, but it's not going to work out because you're going to be on the symphony, I believe, out of Fort Lauderdale. I believe. Is that Lauderdale? Miami. Okay.
Well, I'm flying into
we're
Miami. Tell me, is it out of Fort Lauderdale? I thought it's Miami to Miami.
No, I think it probably is Miami. I'm not. I think it's. Well, I don't know.
They keep changing
I'm
things
thinking
too,
of the Wonder. Yeah, it was in the Fort Lauderdale. But anyway, we're going to be because I'm off for like 2 weeks, and we're going to go down to Miami. Kelly and my niece Olivia is flying back to Tampa.
Fantastic.
She wants to look at a college that she got accepted to down in Miami.
She wants to have lunch
So we're
with
gonna
Uncle
take her
Al.
down.
And
That's
not you.
right.
I'm talking about
Who
me.
doesn't? What?
Last
Well,
time
that goes to what I was saying. Though I was looking at it like, would it work out? Because you'll be in Miami, and we might be in Miami, and we could have a lunch. But I don't. Yeah, we're going down. We're going to be there Friday.
Oh, boo.
So unless we stay over.
Last time I had lunch with Al,
I don't know
one of the last times I had lunch with Al on my birthday, he showed up to take me to lunch, and he had a raging hangover.
That wasn't it was a hangover.
He had a bowl of soup and club soda, and it cost him like $60 or something.
Well, I was going to pay the bill for your birthday. Then you said,
It
no.
was $100.
I said, all right, we'll split it.
Split it.
So I had a $50 bowl of soup.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, you're sitting there eating lobster and drinking fucking.
It was my birthday.
What you having a party of one going on? I'm like, I'm not paying for that. What the fuck? You food all over the table.
I didn't have shows.
Drinks
I didn't have shows that night. I was in port before going back on a ship for a second cruise. It was my birthday. I had lobster. I had steamers, shrimp cocktail. It was a restaurant right on the water. What am I going to do? I had drinks. You walked
drinks
in,
going on. You had some hot sake.
You walked in with dark sunglasses, and a fucking welding mask, and you were like,
They're sunglasses.
All right. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're out.
You're lucky I showed. Wow, that was a hard fucking end. All right.
What? You're lucky I showed.
Good luck in prison.
Iceberg, dead ahead. Don't forget to review us and rate us. It really helps.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The Two Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
What?
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary. This was a horrible mistake.
Go to patreon.com/The Two Dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.